Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' It's D. About to react to this vid by Pet T Blog. This is Shanquella. Robinson friend stole $10,000 from her. And best friend Khalil Cook exposed by her mother. So we're getting updates on this whole story. Everything is unfolding. I did see something on Instagram about the FBI getting involved. So they're taking over this case and looking, into it, and hopefully, these people get prosecuted soon, because, this is a super trifling situation that they all are responsible for, because they all came back and lied and said that, she had alcohol poisoning when they knew the damn truth. So, yeah, we're gonna get to the bottom of this eventually. Justice will be served. But let's see what else has occurred with them stealing money from her. Let's watch.
According to some new reports, in addition to having her life stolen by these fake friends of hers, Shanquella also had her money stolen from them as well. So this may have been the motive for those who kept on saying, but why though? Not that there should be, okay? So in these new claims, they are saying that this group actually stole about $10,000 from her, and that she paid for the entire Airbnb, which would mean that her fake friends only covered their own flights, but were using Shanquella as their walking ATMs, which would explain why when she walked in that room, you can tell that they were mad that she was even there.
It don't take that long to get naked. It don't take that long to get naked, hoes. Where y'all at? They, what Go said, they crew.
But their dumb asses are the ones who even invited her. Like, be for real, make it make sense. And these reports also claim that they had intentions of stealing and running up her credit cards, but clearly their plans went awry, and now that the whole world is onto them, they ruined their own lives as well. And of course, these new claims are now under investigation. But I do want to say that it is 1,000% believable. Why, you may ask? Well, because now that we look back at it and more into it, we found footage of her so-called best friend, Khalil Cook, from 2 years ago, talking about how Quella gets money and how she needs to put him on her payroll.
Oh. Mind
you, she's looking at him like a friend saying, I love you in this clip, but he's more concerned about her pockets.
I love
him. She was a boss, and that they even wrote that she spends a ticket, meaning a bag, money, and that she takes business seriously. And being that he clearly didn't like her in real life, he clearly stayed around her for her resources and pockets. It is also being reported that he's the one that set her up. So being as though he manipulated her to think that they were besties, he invited her out to this trip and was able to get her to spend her bread to cover him and the rest of the bums there, with intentions to rob her, and they plotted on how not to get caught, hence is the alleged reason why they beat her. And it's not clear if they assumed that she wouldn't snitch on them had she recovered from the brutal attack, or whether they knew that had she passed they would have got away with it, being as though they were in Mexico. But it is clear as day that it was 1,000% a setup, and as they plotted on her in the other room, Khalil was the watchman who was supposed to look out to make sure that Shanquella didn't catch them plotting, but he didn't want to make it obvious, and that's why while Shanquella was looking for them so they can go have some fun outside, and they were in that room jumbled up planning the attack, you can see Khalil was right in front of her trying to sneak back to the room before she got there to let them know that she was coming, but trying to also play it cool so she doesn't get suspicious. All why them little devils' auras changed as soon as they saw Shanquella walk in and were taken aback that she was back, and probably was hoping that she didn't hear nothing of what they were saying.
It's my friends to me, because, y'all, it don't take that long to get naked. It don't take that long to get naked, hoes. Where y'all at? She told me I'm gonna keep it hot. You gonna keep it hot? What? They, what Go said, they crew.
They sound like they're talking about clothes.
The one that's like mediocre is my champion.
The entire group came back from Mexico, leaving her body there.
That's crazy. These little brokies were envious of her drive and independency. And Khalil is a whole fake, a whole weirdo, a whole scammer, all that. Let me tell y'all, he got a PPP loan for $20,000 and don't even have a business. Yeah, they need to get him for that too. Now put that on your payroll. And if you're still not convinced about how evil this Khalil guy truly is, let me show you more receipts. So y'all do know that he's the one that called Quella's mom up talking about she was alcohol poisoned, right? But did you also know that when he called her mom and said that she wasn't feeling well, that she was possibly already dead? And when the mom told him to take her to the emergency room, he said that they needed $5,000 cash for that.
They could take her to the emergency room, they said, because they needed $5,000 cash.
Was his extra money-hungry ass trying to extort and finesse the mom too? And her mom did remind him that Quella had insurance.
$5,000.
And look, I don't know if she would have been able to be seen anyway in Mexico, being as though it was U.S. insurance, and being that the hospitals out there are tricky for tourists or whatever. But the point is, if she was already gone and he was acting like she was still sick, then they were not trying to get her medical help anyway for their plans to stick. You get me?
I believe Shanquella was already passed.
And keep in mind that when they flew back to NC, Khalil put on his best acting skills and went to assist Quella's mom for 4 days straight, you know, fake crying and acting sad and concerned, and of course thinking that his plan worked, being as though that there was no foul play initially as per the Mexican authorities. But guess when he stopped showing up and had disappeared? Can y'all guess when? The same day that the autopsy results came back and revealed that she didn't have any alcohol in her system, but instead was beaten to death and had some broken bones. Wow. And Quella's mother didn't see him ever since.
He came to the house 4 days in a row until he found out we knew what the autopsy said. Haven't seen him since.
Homeboy's been on the run. And I'm not going to show his address because I know for a fact that based on his bum behavior that he most likely lived with his mother or grandmother. So I'm not going to show y'all that because clearly him and the rest of the other losers are currently hiding and have disconnected their phones even. But here's what gets me. His fake sad Facebook post that he had made in her honor before they found out that, you know, it wasn't alcohol poisoning. He wrote, "Dear Miss Quella the Boss, my heart is so effing torn, and all I can think is why? Or what I should have done.
This is the one I was recording.
They say not to question God, but this right here just ain't sitting right with me. What am I supposed to do now? Who do I talk to about my business plans? When I just want to go up and get on a plane, who's going to come with me? We've been doing this ish, man, since 2014 type. We had so much more to accomplish together. I literally just asked you the other day when I get rich, what car you want, and you said a mother effing G-Wagon, crying, laughing. Whoa, I ain't your man, crying, laughing. Such a genuine soul, beautiful and strong-minded individual. Gone away too soon. Love you. So fake. Like, really?
What?
You
That
see how
was
fake people
so
can be, right? The audacity
horrible.
to have written that, but soon as the world finds out that you were in part responsible and that you were the mastermind behind it all, now all of a sudden your Facebook is in hiding with you too. Deactivated. And did y'all peep the emphasis on Miss Quella the boss? The boss in all uppercase, right? So
With
even
money
in death,
emojis.
it's like he's fixated on her pockets. There was once a meme going around that said something like, once they call you big money, conversation over. Cause they be the ones, okay? And that's why some won't even tell their peoples what they do for a living or all they do, cause now all of a sudden, they want you to pay for everything, they complain to you all day, as if you don't have your own problems, and they're looking at you with envious eyes, all cause you're working, cause you fucking have to. As if life is free for you. Like, huh? Yeah, this is a bestie who Quella brought around her family, and she even took him on family trips. That's how much she trusted him.
A best friend. He had went on family trips. I never thought that he could be that low to do my child like that.
Wow.
He's literally the face of why you can't trust people and why you can't really use the term best friend, even if you think you knew that person for 8 years plus. We've been doing this ish, man, since 2014, face ass. Like, let's really think about it. Because you work and are independent, you know, because obviously life is not free and you're going to have bills, but they just see you working and happy, and it bothers them so much that they are willing to find ways to stop you instead of getting their lazy asses up to go work and be happy too or whatever.
Wow, this situation is so trifling and messy. I really hope the FBI acts fast, because I saw they put out a statement saying that they saw the video and that they're working on the case, they're investigating, but it's like some arrests should have been made already. Y'all can continue to work on the case and figure shit out and all that as these people are sitting in jail, because we saw that, you know, she was getting beat. So I don't understand what's taking so long to at least put these people in jail. They shouldn't be able to run free and try to go into hiding. They could be plotting to go out the country. Who knows? Like, I don't understand why they haven't been arrested, but we'll see what happens. I don't agree, though, that they planned this. If you plan to kill someone, I don't feel like you would beat them to death. There's too much evidence of that. Like, you're obviously going to get caught. And they had no way of knowing how this would play out. They didn't know whether the Mexican authorities would investigate or if FBI would get involved, you know? So I don't think that they planned on doing this. I think they probably were jealous of her, though, and were using her. I think they're terrible people. What they did was heinous. I feel like they beat her on some, like, bullying type shit. and she ended up dying. It was like, oh shit, she's not breathing, she's not responsive, and they just tried to scramble and come up with this stupid ass story that she had alcohol poisoning, as if niggas can't figure out if that actually happened or not. So yeah, I don't think this was planned at all. It doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're planning to kill somebody, you would not beat them to death, especially if you want to get away with it. If you don't care about getting away with it, that's one thing. But if they plan on getting away with it and doing some sneaky shit, it wouldn't make sense that they would beat her. It would make sense that they tried to poison her or something. But beating her, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, they're terrible people regardless. Whether it was planned or not, it doesn't matter. The fact is, she's gone, unfortunately. And I really hope that the FBI acts fast, because, yeah, this is a really fucked up situation. Y'all let me know what y'all thought, though. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye!